Listening to Real Estate Roundup.
Real Estate Roundup
With Realtor Nagaraj Annaya every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Namaskar Bay Area, I'm Vijay Lakshmi and you've tuned into Real Estate Roundup with Realtor Nagaraj Annaya, the founder of nagarajhomes.com, helping you home in on your dream home. Well, as we take stock of the week that was in Bay Area real estate with an eye out in the future, join us on what's got you in a fix about Bay Area home ownership. Are you waiting for the right time to jump in and need a little motivation, a little handholding, a little advice? Or probably you just did and have a story to share about your hairy, scary, or possibly pleasant ride into real estate. Well, whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you. So join us as we get talking to Nagraj, of course, and we're coming to you live on Bolly 92.3 FM. Studio lines are now open. You can call in at 408-912-5038. That number 408-912-5038. And happy Sunday, Nagraj.
Hello, Vijay Lakshmi. Hello, Bay Area. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having a great weather, great out today. We are live on a Bali 92.3. And if you have any questions on the real estate, so many things are happening last week, on especially on the real estate. If you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. You're one of the buyer or a seller who would like to sell your house and you have any questions, and you recently bought an investment property and you have any questions, and if you like to buy properties around in a Bay Area, would like to understand how is the market is growing, you can give us a call.
Yeah.
It's not doesn't mean like if you are already had a question, called us and like no need to call. You can give us a call. Any questions are not small questions, as Vijay Lakshmi always mentions. You can give us a call and we are happy to help you out. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038.
And of course, Nagraj is that your trusted Bay Area realtor. He wants to go, wants you to go into this massive, purchase or sale that you do with real estate. Go into it fully equipped, fully knowledgeable, and even if you don't go to him as a realtor, but wants you to know what you're doing. So again, no question, big or small, and you'll be doing a favor to the community at large who has the same question on their mind but perhaps are not calling in. So give us a call. 408-912-5038 is the number in the studios. And of course, ready, willing, and able to take your calls. So Nagraj, quite a landmark week this was. There was a landmark sort of a judgment with the National Association of Realtors. They agreed to a historic settlement, which talks about your cost of selling a home may actually go down after this, right?
I think
So because of the
I
broker
think there's a
commission. So
lot of
tell us more. What is
there's a
your
lot of
thoughts on that?
misconceptions about that, but the National Association of Realtors has agreed to a settle to resolve antitrust litigation, accusing it of a inflating a real estate agent commissions. The settlement, which requires still a court approval, okay, which is like involves an NAR paying a 418 million, and it's going to making a significant changes to its rules governing a real estate broker compensation.
Yeah.
This lawsuit especially claimed that NAR's rules, NAR is like National Association Realtors, led to artificially like high commission rates for real estate transactions. Okay. See, as per me, always the commissions was negotiable. It is like usually they say it's a higher 6%, but it's always has been the 6% is also like 3% or like 3.5% was going to a listing agent, and 2% or 2.5% to a buyer's agent. But the transactions, whatever I've done until now, it's always has been a negotiable. Basically when we sit to a seller, we discuss how much they're going to get it after going on, like basically all the commissions are giving to them, like giving out the commissions, and basically where you're setting this selling the, like based on it's an Alameda or it's based on a San Jose or like it's in a Santa Clara County, right? The commissions closing cost of the sellers also varies. If it is like basically Santa Clara, the sellers pays more. In case of an Alameda County, buyers pays more for the closing cost. Okay. So as a listing agent, we give out a breakdown. Okay. Based on the based on the seller's expectations, we finalize the commission on it. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like now this rule is like basically is going to say in the MLS, there no need to be basically mentioning what the MLS is like multi-list, like basically listing service company, right? Like where we
Mm-hmm.
basically list the commission, what the buyer agent is going to get, that we are not going to mention it. Okay. But
Okay.
the seller can still go on, like basically once you go into a contract or before going into a contract, when they put an offer, the
Mm.
buyer's agent can still ask for the seller agent to pay for it. Like basically, this is what is for my services. Or the listing agent would have already negotiated how much the buyer's agent has gets
Mm.
it.
Uh-huh.
This already was there, but it was like explicitly was like basically some of them at the not called out, or like the sellers were not known or were not non-aware of that. But
Yeah.
it won't impact the Bay Area home prices. I don't think so, because
Mm.
the last week there was a 1.1 million listing in New York. Okay, the New York listing, the most comparable sales were a 1.2. Okay, that's the max at a comparable sales. But
Mm.
home was sold for a 1.35, and more than two offers were like more than a 1.35. Okay. So if because of the less inventory right now,
Mm.
okay,
Mm.
and all time the stock market is some of these companies are really doing good, right? So the buyers are getting a lot of money out there, but there are not much inventory right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Despite everything, there's that supply and demand and the mortgage and mortgage rates that are, those are going to still be the biggest factors that are going to impact the cost of the home, right?
But this going to show the worth of basically if the buyer agent, whatever the new lawsuit has happened, like this will help to buyer agent to basically up his scale, like basically to
Mm.
deliver whatever is expected on them, right? So it
Yeah.
is especially in this market, tough market, the negotiation plays a very, very important role, especially
Yeah.
and especially getting the knowledge for the buyers, right? Like especially first time home buyers has a lot of questions when they're buying in, and that's the make or break. Like if they
Yeah.
if somebody would have missed the boat, the next time when they try to buy the house, they need to pay higher right now.
Right. Right.
Listeners, if you also feel something like this, or like you have some other thing to share, do give us a call. Today we're talking about a NAR settled antitrust lawsuit which has happened recently. If you're not aware of that, okay, if you have any questions on the real estate also, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408
912-5038.
038.
Yes.
So this is like, see, always there used to be a for sale by owner also. There are some other companies which always does just for sale by owner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they were not able to deliver what's expected. That is where the sellers used to pay for
Yeah,
the
they are the subject matter expert to have a
correct,
realtor,
because
right?
they bring in the expertise on the market, they bring in
Yeah.
the staging, they basically bring in all the necessary documents for them when they sell it, right? So all this, that is the reason, because even the stage, how do you present the house matters in this market. Okay, because of that expertise the listing agent gets paid, and even that
Mm.
commission was always been a negotiation. It
Yeah.
is not like some of the newspapers articles are saying it's a 6%. Okay, but whatever this new thing, need to see how it rolls out, like how it is like going to basically plays around. Uh,
Yes.
let's see on that. It's like
Yeah.
maybe it will be impact up like from June or July will be effective, but still the court needs to accept that.
Right. So we'll have to see, wait and watch how
Yeah.
it's going to fall. And again, folks, if you are in the market as a buyer, as a seller, or you want to invest in property as well, and you need a little bit of, sound out what your thoughts are on that. You little need a little clarification on any aspect of it. Nagraj Anaya is more than happy to help you through it all and to talk you through it. So give us a call 408-912-5038 if you're looking to downscale your property. Maybe the children are off, on their college and beyond, and you're looking to downsize. or you're looking to upgrade, whatever it is that you're looking to do in the real estate market, nagrajhomes.com can help you and should be your first stop on this journey. So, Nagraj, you mentioned initially about investment properties as well, right? So, tell us a little more about, if you're looking at investing in real estate, how do you go about it? And then the concept of depreciation, how does that work in investment
That's a
property?
great question, right? A lot of people wants to buy the investment properties in around, right? But when they buy the investment properties, for example, you would have bought around 1 million property, okay?
Hmm.
But the land value is a 500, okay, and the house value, like it's basically 70-30 ratios. They go on based on that. If it is like, if you put it as your built up is like construction cost is a 500K, okay. So in that 500K for next 27.5 years, like every year you can write off that, okay.
The land, out of the
not
land
the,
value,
not the land, the construction
the
value.
construction value.
So it is
Okay.
like basically divide 500 by 27.5. It is like every year you can write off that much.
Okay.
So for example, you make 100K.
Yeah.
So basically then you can write off that 27.5 years. Like for example, you have bought a 500,000, right? Like the 500,000 is like the construction value. The
Mm.
construction value is like every year you can write off like 18,000.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, but it's again a 70-30 ratio. If, for example, if you bought it for a 1 million and the 300K in the next 27.5, and again depends on the CPA you're working within and like how you can show how much is the construction value, right? Like based
Mm.
on that, if it's a newer construction, maybe the construction values are a little bit higher. But if it's
Yeah.
an older construction, yeah. So see, right now, that's a good thing about like when you're buying in investment properties, like where you can basically for next 27.5 years, if
Mm.
you're locked in for the lower interest rate, one of the reasons the houses are not coming back to the inventory is
Yeah.
you can write off this due to a depreciations also.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if a lot of listeners, if you're not aware of this depreciation stuff, like do talk to your CPA when you're filing for the taxes, and if you have any investment properties, do talk to them and understands about like how the depreciation works for your property. That is, see, when in this, especially in the real estate market, you're paying a higher interest rates, correct? But how do you make it break it even? So this
Yeah.
is one of the, because if you're even for a 500,000 depreciation, 500,000, right? So
Mm.
it is like basically you get every month is like $1,500 is what
Yeah.
you get it back, correct? Even for
Yeah.
if you're basically $1,000, if you're in a net negative of the rental income, this 1,500 makes it a break.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you're like by applying to buy investment property, think about this depreciation also, how you can plan around. But one thing is like when you're buying in a commercial property, it might not go for a 27.5 years. It might be a 39 years ratio.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That is why it might take a longer time for the commercial property to write it off.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
see. Mm-hmm.
So I've seen some of the properties like after 27 years, 28 years, they come back to the sale. Reason is like they got enough depreciation of it. Now they want to sell it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow, that is lots to think about there. And of course, like, timing is everything as well. So if you're looking for that new home or you're thinking of selling the current home or you're looking to jump into the investment of it, Nagraj Anaya can help you with that. He'll put his expertise to work for you, provide you the guidance that you need to make that decision. And of course, he knows the area inside out. Can work on finding that right home, the right price, and all of that for you, negotiate on your behalf. On this, you need the biggest negotiator, right? It's all about negotiations. And yeah, go ahead,
And I
Nagraj.
think let me talk about the New York one, which is like basically recently went into
Yeah.
trending, right?
Mm-hmm,
Like they
mm-hmm.
had a 17 offers for it. Okay. In that
Seven.
17 offers, more than 1.35 and higher, there were two offers,
Yeah.
1.3 to 1.5. 1.5 was a five offers, 1.2 to 1.3 were a six offers, under 1.2
Mm.
were four offers.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like just for a comparables itself also was a 1.2 for us. So people are, one of the reasons the prices are going so crazy is
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that was in fact going to be my question. Why is the prices so crazy, even with the interest rates being so high? And of course, we understand that the inventory is low, but
No, I think people are
what gives?
expecting, one of the reason is people are expecting as soon as the interest rates drop, the prices might go high. Okay.
Yeah.
So because the newer property I keep on bringing is the last
Mm,
comparable sale doesn't match, nothing matches. People are ready to go and give you 150K more or a 250K more,
mm,
whatever it is. Okay. One reason is like the interest rates, we're expecting interest rates to go down. Once the interest rates are goes down, the prices might go still high, but before even it is going down, already prices are going up.
mm,
So this is not happening each and every cities in a Bay Area.
yeah.
It's happening especially on the South Bay, and it is happening on the East Bay. Okay. But it
Okay.
is not, for example, San Ramon, Dublin, San Jose, Santa Clara, Fremont, Newark, right? This wherever the odd beds, maybe not much on the San Francisco side, okay, but even
Mm-hmm.
on the Mountain View, on this areas we are seeing this. Okay. But
East and South. Mm-hmm.
so this might not apply same thing to the Gilroy.
Yeah.
Okay, the Gilroy, what I'm observing is like there are not many people even coming out there into the Gilroy. Even in the open houses, you can see only 3 people, 2 people for per open
Oh.
house. But if you are observing in the other place, wherever the techies, especially Asian techies, are going in, that is where the prices are just growing in crazy.
Mm,
And one more thing has happened recently is a lot of influx of the immigrants have come in, especially during the borders. If you observe there were a lot of middle class families from the immigrants have come in here. That
mm-hmm.
nobody is calling it out. But if you look around, there was not only the kind of normal people came in, but even the middle class families from the China have walked in here.
Oh,
They're
okay.
putting in a lot of cashes around also.
Mm,
That is the one thing. And the second thing is the stock market, which is doing in good.
yeah.
So all this as causing, but a number of homes what we get in, like as I told you recently also, like one home in Livermore was listed only for 1.45, and the comparable was just even for 1.5, but the price was blown out and like even sold for 1.75.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This I had observed the same thing in last 2 years back. Now it is like again back, but not all the cities around. Only the cities which are close to office.
Uh-huh. Okay. So those are like the hot areas which
Those
are.
are the things which is like people are okay to even for buying a Pleasanton because the
Mm,
schools are really good out there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
wherever this techies or this basically even the cash buyers out there who
Mm,
who
all
is there.
cash. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen even in a Livermore, like even for a 2 million homes, people are coming with a cash.
Yes. Yes.
So
So let me
in
give out the number for if people, if you are listening to us, you're listening to Real Estate Roundup. I'm Vijay Lakshmi talking to Realtor Nagraj Anaya, the founder of nagrajhomes.com, on what's hot happening and trending in the Bay Area real estate market. If what we're talking about resonates with you, if you have a question around it or an observation, give us a call right now. The number to reach us 408-912-5038. That number 408-912-5038. If you've been struggling to land a home and just wondering how to get your foot in the door of your dream house, this is the time to call in. Yes, Nagraj, go ahead.
So as a buyer, you should be very careful, right? Like, see, one of my client recently bought it in a Fremont. We didn't give super high price. We were able to
Mm,
get it same as the appraisal value. Even the same thing applied to the one of my client who bought it in a Pleasant, and we are in a contract right now.
mm,
So we were able to get it to the basically appraisal value.
yeah,
So in this case, buyers should be careful when there are a lot of odd, especially for one home, there are a lot of offers coming in.
offers,
You
multiple
should
offers.
not get lost in that unless you like that home so much, because it's finally it is coming down to how much one buyer is going to like that property.
Yes, right.
Correct. If there is no this see for, we are valuing one place for this much price, but the other buyers thinks this is valued too much. He can pay how
Mm,
much ever he wants.
right. Yeah.
But as a buyer, you need to think about, for you, is it worth for you? Do you have that enough reserves for you? always think about it like investment for the real estate is going to be a long term.
Mm-hmm. You're in it for the long term. Don't look at it as a
In
short
this
term
in
investment.
this time phrase, even one of my client bought it in a Santa Clara. He bought in a commercial property. This is like a 2,500 square footage, 11,000 square footage lot. Okay, they bought it for 1.5 million. This
Mm-hmm.
commercial property. The commercial property works like, for example, if he's having in a business already, okay,
Yeah.
they can qualify and they make an enough income. There is a small business loans which they can get it, and the
Mm.
small business loans are like they can get it for a 5 point. Right now the small businesses, especially Bank of America, are throwing out a very good rates right now. They're
Mm-hmm.
giving it out for a 5.8.
Oh, okay.
That is
SBA loans. Mm-hmm.
SBA loans. That is
Right.
lesser than the residential loan interest
Mm.
rates. Okay,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
loan would be structured such that like 60/30 or 60/40. The 60% would be coming from the Bank of America, and the remaining 30-40% would be coming from the SBA loans. Okay.
SBA. Okay.
So this is small business loans. For example, if you are doing in a business and if you want a property for yourself, you want to buy some commercial properties for you, because or you might be running a daycare or you might be running a play school.
Mm.
Instead of throwing out a basically rent, right? Like sometimes
Yeah.
you're renting even for restaurant businesses, right? A lot of people are paying 20,000, 25,000, or maybe 15,000 for the restaurants.
Restaurant. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to just buy
Even
it.
for them, like it,
Mm.
you might not get the property immediately for you.
Yeah.
You need to be keep looking for, especially business owners,
Yes.
where they
Mm-hmm.
can acquire in. So
Yeah.
this business, like I was telling you, like they bought it in very good price. Like it's a 1.5 and a 2,500 square footage. 1.5 million to get it in a Santa Clara, it's very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they were
Yeah.
able to get it. The good thing, see, when you buy the properties, right, you need to check about the land use also and the zoning wise also. Because when you look for a zoning wise, for example, nowadays, as I was mentioning earlier also, a lot of Santa Clara properties they're making as a commercial mixed use.
Mm. Okay.
Commercial mixed use is like they can, for even in a quarter acres, they can build up to 8 homes
Oh. Uh-huh.
in the future. So
Yeah.
that brings in the value for them.
Mm. So, but it depends on the zoning.
That's what you should.
Regulation.
If it's a residential, you can't use it for the commercial
Mm.
purpose. If it's already in a commercial or it's already designated for commercial mixed use, the zoning wise, it's a
Mm.
good for them. So this
Uh-huh.
client turned out to be a lucky to get it for a 1.5 million.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mm.
Because it's a 2,500. If they in that they can make it as two businesses also. Basically, they can use even 1,250 and they can give it for another 1,250 for a rental. Each commercial right now is a $4 per square footage.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
commercial is bit slow right now, but if you are thinking about long term, you can get it.
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
not each and every properties are slow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
still you need to make a call. So
Yeah.
it's buyers, for the first time home buyers, they should not get lost on these higher prices.
Mm.
They need to set a budget for themselves. How much is the max I can afford? So one of the client which I'm helping out is like basically they already have one condo. They want to sell the condo and they buy the single family home for themselves.
Mm.
In that one, we should do a math. When they sell, how much they can get it. If they rent it out, will they get enough rent for them?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If they already logged in for lower interest rates, all time 2.5, 2.25, maybe renting out, and again depends on how much is like left over for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will the
Mm-hmm.
rent basically gets them the enough positive side so that they can continue for few months, right? Like
Oh.
a few years. That
Mm.
needs to be noticed.
Right. Right.
The
So are you seeing like particular type of properties that are showing like increased demand in the Bay Area, like uh,
I think
single
see,
family homes, condos,
let,
luxury properties?
now, let me give out one. That's a very good question, Vijay Lakshmi. Let me give out one good example. Last week, what happened for the one of the Campbell listing? Okay, it's in a
Mm-hmm.
95117 zip code. This was listed for 1.2 million, just for a 1.2 million, and they got 4 or 5 offers. So it was sold for more than 1.42. Even the comparables for that house was in the flood zone. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Flood zone is like basically says the NHD, when you go and look at the National Hazard Disclosure, right? They mention this house in the flood zone. It because it might be a creek or it might be a street, maybe a street overflows, you might get it into a water into the property. Based on that, they designate as a flood zone properties. Okay. Even being in a flood zone, this property got more than 220K.
Hmm.
This being a townhouse for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So even the condos are right now in odd properties.
Mm-hmm.
So whichever close to the office, whichever has the good school districts, these properties are, because there is no properties to be under 1 million.
Right.
Even
Hmm.
under 1.2 is difficult if unless you make a compromise for yourself when you buy. The one I
Mm-hmm.
told you, the 1.25, where my client was able to get it, was in the Fremont in American High School. They were able to get it, but this was like shade walls. It's
Yeah.
called a single family home, but they're called as shade walls. But
Shared walls.
if you don't get if you keep on waiting it, like I don't want a low roof, I don't want
Hmm.
house to be ready completely, then you need to be paying higher end of the prices, correct? Like basically you need to be going close to 1.6, 1.7, even a
7.
1.6 are the challenges right now.
Right. Yeah.
Listeners, if you are one of the buyer and if it resonates to what you are going through,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
and if
And
you
if
are
we've sparked some interest in real estate for you,
and you
mm,
have put in multiple offers like this, and if your offers are not getting accepted and you
yeah.
think, hey dude, I can't get any house in Bay Area, if you are one of the buyers and if you had gone through this, do give me a call after this show, and I'm happy to help and discuss on your case by case so that I can work out what is a better strategy we can work on that, right? Like
Mm-hmm. And
because
you can reach him at 408-805-4653 and also on the website nagrajhomes.com. You can reach out right
And
there.
one more good thing is like all these recordings we are uploading into my YouTube channel Nagaraj Anaya. You can go and listen to it or watch it. And even the last week Friday, Vijay Lakshmi had we had a very good conversation on the H1B things. Okay,
Mm,
all that recordings have been uploaded in my YouTube channel
yeah.
because the H1B deadline is coming on this Friday. I think 17th. No, what 24th or 22nd. Just watch out on the date. I don't remember the date, but I recently uploaded on the date.
So out of time, Nagraj, but folks, nagrajhomes.com is where you want to be. And of course, join us every Sunday, 12:30 to 1. Until next time, thank you so much, Nagraj, and looking forward to continued conversations on keeping us current with real estate.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Namaskar.